Gru's mansion is secretly hiding stolen masterpiece paintings, and one villain school painting is a direct insult to Disney itself. Today we're breaking down 10 hidden references inside Despicable Me that you completely missed. Drop a banana emoji if you're a Minions fan, and make sure you're subscribed because this list goes deep. Number 1. A Toy Story villain, hidden in plain sight. Why does a random kid in the first Despicable Me look exactly like a Pixar villain? Early in the movie, during the Egypt scene, a family is shown traveling together, and the boy in that family is wearing a black shirt with a skull on it. That's not a random design choice. That's the exact same look as Sid Phillips, the toy-destroying kid from the very first Toy Story. A skull shirt, a troublemaker vibe, placed deliberately into a rival studio's movie. Is this really a coincidence? Or is Illumination quietly referencing one of the most important animated villains in movie history? Number 2. The Bank of Evil has a Napoleon parody. Most fans completely missed this one. Inside the Bank of Evil in the first Despicable Me, there's a massive painting hanging right next to the bank director's desk. Look closely, it's a direct parody of a classic Napoleon Bonaparte portrait. But here's the twist. The bank director's own face has been swapped onto Napoleon's body. A not-so-subtle hint at exactly how full of himself this character really is. Power-hungry villain, painted as a conqueror, hanging in his own office. How did nobody catch this? Number 3. Gru's house is hiding stolen masterpieces. Why does a supervillain's house contain two of the most famous paintings in human history? Hanging inside Gru's home is the Mona Lisa, arguably the single most recognized painting on Earth. Right alongside it, Starry Night, painted by Van Gogh, one of the greatest artists who ever lived. Here's the detail that makes it even better. Neither painting is in Gru's room. They're both hanging in the girl's bedroom, which is honestly an oddly sweet touch buried inside a villain's house full of weapons. So, between the lasers, the freeze rays, and the secret lab, Gru's house might also be hiding some of the most valuable stolen art on the planet. Is that the actual original Mona Lisa? Number 4. The Jelly Factory scene hides a risky joke. There's a blink and you'll miss it moment in the Jelly Factory scene that's way bolder than most people realize. In the background, two minions are goofing around, smashing hammers on each other's heads, until one actually knocks himself out cold. His partner panics, rushes over worried, and the second he wakes up and shows he's okay, the other minion starts kissing his face repeatedly out of pure relief. Total chaos, zero supervision, classic minion behavior. These guys really can't be left alone for 5 seconds. Number 5. A secret crush, hidden in the beach party scene. During the massive beach party in Despicable Me 2, there's a tiny moment buried in all the chaos that most viewers scroll right past. In the middle of the celebration, one minion shoots a noticeably loving, love-struck look at another minion. It plays off like a flirty glance, or at least a joke about flirting, since these guys love messing around with each other constantly. Small detail, but once you spot it, you can't unsee it. Number 6. Wedding minions dressed like a boy band. Every Despicable Me wedding scene ends with a music reference, and the very first one is one of the sharpest. At the end of the first movie, during Gru and Lucy's wedding, a small group of minions performs dressed entirely in white, singing an emotional song. That outfit wasn't pulled from nowhere. It's the exact same all-white style worn by the Backstreet Boys, the boy band that dominated music between the late 90s and early 2000s. A wedding scene built entirely around a boy band reference most kids in the audience would never even recognize. Number 7. The alien chestburster joke, hidden in a kids movie. When Gru investigates El Macho in the second movie, he ends up fighting the villain's pet chicken, and that chicken is way smarter than it has any right to be. It burrows under Gru's shirt and bursts straight out through a hole in the fabric. That's not random slapstick. That's a direct reference to the iconic chestburster scene from Alien, where the creature violently erupts from its host's body. The original scene is a terrifying moment from an R-rated horror film. Illumination just turned it into a chicken joke for kids. Number 8. The School for Villains building mocks Disney directly. The entire lavish Academy for Evil building design is a direct jab at Disney. The structure looks almost identical to the classic Disney castle seen at the start of nearly every Disney film, and at Disneyland itself. No major animation studio can resist taking a shot at Disney, and Illumination clearly didn't hold back here either. A villain school designed to look like Disney's own iconic castle, hidden in plain sight, right in front of millions of viewers. Number 9. A Spider-Man 2 reference hidden in the Mega Minions scene. When some of the minions get transformed into superheroes in Despicable Me 4, you know a superhero movie parody is coming, and Illumination didn't disappoint. At one point, a Mega Minion has to use his stretching power to stop a runaway train. The way the entire scene plays out is almost identical to the iconic train sequence from Spider-Man 2, where Peter Parker uses every last bit of his webbing to bring a runaway train to a stop. Even people who've never seen that movie have probably seen a photo of that exact moment. It's that iconic. Number 10. One painting predicts the future of the franchise. Here's a detail buried in Despicable Me 4 that most fans completely overlooked. When Gru raids a school for supervillains, the background is loaded with details, but one painting in the director's office stands out if you actually pause and look. It shows a young man wearing a very specific green hat. That hat belongs to Aloysius O'Hare, the corporate villain from the Lorax who nearly destroyed an entire ecosystem for profit. Since O'Hare came dangerously close to wiping out nature itself, it makes perfect sense his portrait would hang proudly inside a school built to train the next generation of villains. There are even more hidden references buried across both franchises. Let me know in the comments which one shocked you the most. If you want part 2, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed because we're uncovering even more secrets.